Hello everyone. So we are continuing the same module one, Introduction to Advertising, where we will try to understand. We have seen a lot of examples. We have tried to understand the basic characteristics of advertisement, 5 M's of advertisements. Now, today we are going to understand and look at the objectives of advertising. There are several objectives that are there in advertising, and we will try to understand these objectives with examples, with situations, and why they are done and how they are done. We will also see different examples from the perspectives of each objectives. Okay. So as we can see, the first objective for any advertisement would be inform and build awareness. Now, what is information? Information is not data. Now, we need to understand the difference between information and data. Data is a raw uh, set of data which are given in a form to form a meaningful uh, outcome, right? So information is can if information can be of various ground. It can be of announcement of a new brand or product or services. It can be information can be of something related to health communication, something related to some government policies, regulations, or healthcare policies or education policies. So information can be, we are talking about from the advertising perspective. Information dissemination is falling under the cognitive section of the advertisement, where advertising plays a crucial role in informing people, informing the consumer or target audience about the information and about the existence of that particular product or service or idea. What we have already talked about, right? So, information and build awareness. Now, how this awareness comes in through advertisement? Awareness means making people aware of such uh, content or such schemes or products or services or even ideas. Now, how, for example, I can give you a very good example of awareness. Uh, there are different government policies, for example, policies for health and wellness, welfare, policies about availing some kind of services, for cleanliness, for education related services, for different kinds of services. They are often being communicated to the mass, to the people or right kind of audience through advertisement. So these awarenesses are what? These awarenesses are basically the schemes and policies for or the facilities for the common people or the mass. Now, why do governments send out all this information? For the obviously for the well-being, for the information of the people that they have these facilities, so they can avail these facilities, right? For example, midday meal. For example, building up toilets at a lower cost, or for example, where somebody wants to build up a home and government actually finances some amount of money to help that person to build up the home. So these are the policies, these are the schemes, these are the benefits that government send out. The government actually extend their help in for different section of the people, right? So that is why these awareness are also need to be sent out to the people. The how these information are going to be sent out to the people, sent out to the mass through advertisements, because advertisement can reach out to a very large group of audience. Now, let us see the pointers which are been listed here. Inform new product launch, brand, and company. Now, whenever you are launching a new product in the market, if people do not know about the product and how they're going to use the product, what are the USPs of product? I hope you all know that the full form of USP is unique selling propositions. If the features are of that particular product is not known, if the competitive advantage. For example, in many of the cases, if you are not in a monopoly market or monopoly business, rather, uh, then you must be having a lot of competitors who are already selling the same kind of product or services in the market, right? In that way, you are not new. You are not bringing the product which is completely new in the market, right? So there you need to tell people, you need to tell your consumer that how your product is better than others, how your product is getting more advantage and is better or giving more benefit to the consumer. This can be a price point. There can be multiple features where your competitors do not have those features in their brand. There can be in both the ground, it has multiple features. At the same time, it costs lesser than your competitors. It can be like your brand or your product will be having a lot of varieties compared to your competitors. So these competitive benefits or competitive advantage, you have to tell people. And how you are going to tell these benefits and tell these advantages to the people? Through advertising. This is a very important point. And this helps a product to get a solid ground in the market. This is very crucial. And whenever you are launching a new product or new line of product, or for example, you already have a product and you are launching a new variety of the product or new sub variety of the product. So in that case, what happens is advertisement actually helps you to establish the market for that new variety of products or new sub brand of the product, a new sub variety of that particular product in the market. So information dissemination is very crucial task for an advertising and a piece of advertisement. Establish an identity. Now, here before we discuss this point, we need to understand one concept, that is brand identity. Now, what is brand identity? Every brand, every other brand, they have a particular identity. Now, these identities act as an image for the brand, for the consumer. For example, when we consume one particular beverage, we consume it not only because of the taste, not only because of the flavor, not only because of the price, but we also consume that particular beverage many other times because of the personality it carries. Maybe it might be very challenging. I mean, the way they advertise the brand is the personality is very challenging. It can be very intriguing. It can be very different from other brands. It might have a different color, which color actually signifies different personality traits. So this is very important, whether you are being targeted with that personality of the brand or not. So each and every brand, we can take several examples from a beverage brand to aeroplane. Every brand has some kind of personality, and they try to establish this personality in the market among the consumers through advertisement, because people can actually relate to a personality better than a product or service which does not have any. It's like selling a jar of pickle without a label. So it might be useful, but the moment you put a label on it, it actually forms some kind of personality. Now, depending on the level, for example, you can have a very whitish and a very posh looking design, or you can have a very tacky design with different colors and different font styles. So if you put these two bottles one after another, and you ask people that how do you feel seeing the pickle jar with the levels on, you will see mixed reaction. Somebody would say that okay, fine, this might be very pricey. I mean, the poshly designed one might be quite for expensive, and the other one might be a little less expensive. Why? Because these perceptions consumers are actually carrying it with them. So this is very important that a piece of advertisement carry that kind of personality for the brand, right? Then next point is informs the market who they are and what they have to offer. The same thing, advertisement often talks about the trails of the product or the service, or for example, the usage of the products. So many times, if the new variety of product that comes in and people are not aware that how they are going to use it, it becomes very difficult for people to consume it. If I do not know what I'm going to do with this product, then how can you expect that I will buy that product? I'll spend money on that product. So first you need to tell me that how I'm going to use this product and how this product, particular product, is going to be useful for me, how it is going to make my life easier. So that is very, very important. So advertisement does that, right? Then at times of rebranding or branding a falling product, many of the times what happens is uh, s- there has been instances and cases where brand faces a lot of problems. Brand faces negative promotions, they face trials, somebody found out something in that product and that become viral. So brand actually has to go through, sometimes, not all the brands actually go through this, but many of the times there are cases where for such cases, the brand has to face a lot of damage. So advertisement can also help in, um, you know, mm, repairing those damages and bringing the or restoring the brand image for those products. Right. So this is why uh, rebranding is what rebranding. Before we conclude this point, rebranding is what rebranding. For example, if you want to change the brand, the identity of the brand to a different quotient. So your brand holds a different kind of identity and you want to change it. The advertisement is the best way to do it. For example, your brand, the way you showcase your brand, it resembles a lot of excitement, adventure. From there, you wish to change the brand personality into a very posh and polish and high-end brands, right? So in this journey of changing the personality of the brand, advertisement helps in bigger bigger way, right? More Miro Mobile is reasonable or nestle successfully. So what is it is that uh, advertisement also helps in uh, rebranded, not only rebranded, but also establish the brand successfully in the market, because this is one point where people can actually fight over, fight over their campaigns. There are advertisement war campaigns that happens between brands where one brand sometimes unnecessarily, or I would say unintentionally or unnecessarily all the time, but they sometimes they do it intentionally, where they try to harm the competitor brands and just to showcase their brand is superior than the competitor brand. So from there, probably, if the other brand is taking up that challenge, most of the time they do, and this is war between brand through advertisement campaign starts. So there has been many instances on that. Now, next objective of advertisement is reminding. Now, I have mentioned this before as well, that sometimes, or many of the times, advertisements are sent out to people not to present new information and new idea or teaching them new usage of the product. They are sent out to the mass, they are sent out to the people just to make them remember the existence of that brand or the usage of that brand. Because if they do not do that, what happens is, for example, if you feel that I'm the market leader, I am enjoying most of the market share, I don't need to send out market, I don't need to send out advertisement, I don't need to spend all those millions of dollars on advertisement. Rather, what I can do is I'll lower the price. I will bring out more variants. I'll give more quantity or to the people with the same price. So what happens is, if you do such thing without concerning the advertisement, people will tend to forget about your brand. You may be lowering the price. You may be giving more, product or more quantity in the packet, right? But if you're not telling people that you are doing it, there's no point of doing it, because people will hardly notice. And the moment they are being hit by your competitors who will do some small changes in their product and presentation, and they are going gaga about all those things through advertisement, they'll probably, catching the attention of your consumers. And slowly and gradually, if you continue not having advertisements for a significant period of time, you will have significant decline in market share. So there are different strategies which can actually complement advertisement, but ideally you should not stop advertising, right? There are personal selling, sales promotion, these things are there, but even in those cases, advertisements are handy. They often take the help of advertisement. Maybe they are not going for um, television and radio advertisements because television or print or radio advertisements because they are very costly. But what they are doing, they're putting long banners, big banners where they are inviting people. They are actually trying to grab the attention of the people uh, on the offering of the brand, right? Then comes a they may forget names and the brands they are constantly reminded. So this is in line with the last point where we saw that if you do not remind people of the brand, so what will happen is over the period of time, people will tend to forget about the particular brand. And for that, you need to constantly remind them that we are there, we exist here, so come and buy our product. This is very important, right? The last point under reminding, most of the advertisements seeks to remind consumers about the product, brand names, and the organization. So this is again an extension of the reminding objective of advertisement that uh, even if you decide that I'll not speak so much about my brand. I'll not go gaga about my brand. But there are techniques because if you hit the consumer with the same message over and over and over, people will also get frustrated. Consumers will also get frustrated to seeing the same kind of message over and over. So it might actually end up damaging your brand, damaging your branding activity. So what you can do is you can try out different avenues of advertisements. So if you are running television advertisement campaigns in 1 month, please club it up with social media advertisement or try out different forms of advertisement, and next month you might try out a new campaigns or new forms of promotions. You can go for canter activities, you can go for all BTL activities. You can actually specifically focus more, bring all your focus on social media, promotions. So you can experiment with the various domains of advertisement, but rather not complete conclude all the advertisements. Okay. The next one is